Violent Islamist extremists are not new in Africa. Al-Qaeda's bombing of the U.S. embassies in Kenya and Tanzania in 1998 demonstrated its reach and its ability to recruit from Africa's Muslim communities. Groups in Algeria and Somalia later affiliated themselves with Al-Qaeda. Foreign fighter flows from North and East Africa to Afghanistan and Iraq have long been of international concern, as are flows to Syria. High-profile extremist attacks have intensified in recent years, including mass casualty bombings in Uganda, Nigeria, and Somalia, attacks on U.S. facilities in Benghazi and Tunis in 2012, and UN facilities in Algeria, Nigeria, and Somalia. Deadly sieges at Algeria's major gas plant and Kenya's Westgate Mall in 2013. The 2014 abduction of more than 270 Nigerian schoolgirls, executions of Christians in Libya, and the recent attack on Tunisia's Bardo Museum and a university in Kenya. These are a few examples of a growing list. Specifically, Al-Qaeda operatives and other violent extremists, Islamist extremist groups have had a presence in East Africa for 2 decades. In the 1990s, Sudan hosted foreign extremists, including Osama bin Laden. Al-Shabaab emerged in predominantly Muslim Somalia in the early 2000s amid the proliferation of Islamist and clan-based militias that flourished in the absence of central government authority. Some of its founding members trained and fought with Al-Qaeda in Afghanistan, and known Al-Qaeda operatives were associated with the group during its founding. Today, Al-Shabaab continues to wage a violent campaign against the Somalia government, the African Union forces, and international targets in Somalia. Al-Shabaab activity in Kenya has also increased significantly in recent years. More than 600 people have been killed in attacks there since 2012. Its leaders have issued repeated threats against the United States and Western targets in Somalia and beyond, and have called for strikes against the United States. In February 2015 video from a group advocated attacks in Kenya and abroad and named several shopping malls in Europe and the United States as potential targets, including Minnesota's Mall of the America. On January 1st of 2008, my neighbor and constituent John Granville and his advisor, Abdel Abbas, were killed while promoting free and fair elections in South Sudan on behalf of the United States Agency for International Development. Mr. Granville and Mr. Abbas were killed by Islamic extremists after leaving the British Embassy on New Year's Eve. Today, 2 of his killers are believed to be among al-Shabaab's ranks. I am still pushing the United States Department of State to pressure the government of Sudan to bring about justice for Mr. Granville and Mr. Abbas. When we look at these kinds of attacks, it is important that we keep them in a proper context while remaining aware and vigilant. I look forward to a robust discussion with the witnesses today about terrorist groups in Africa, their rivalries for resources, recruits, and territory, and how we can shape U.S. policy to counter their efforts. I yield back.